All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, our true elders and the leaders of great millstone. Peace, love, and blessing to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great, all right, which is the main deliverance and the destruction. All right, and also the land of Israel is going to be, cleansed from all the heathens and the filthiness coming from the heathen, because that is our true land. The true land belongs to the true Israelites, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American, Seminole Indian descent, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans, the people that was downtrodden as a nation throughout generations and throughout different hands of the other nations, man. All right, we are the true people of the Lord, and now because biblical prophecy is happening, all right, the facts are out there, the evidence is overwhelming, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is building a case upon the heathens, starting off with Esau, Edom, and also you rebellious Israelites, you Jakes that don't want to follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua ways, returning back unto him, coming back into your power, all right, acknowledging your sins daily, and ultimately hoping for the kingdom of heaven, all right, the righteous, kingdom of heaven. And it's a precept, all right, looking for new heavens wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, that's in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, I believe, verse 12. But nonetheless, the topic I want to go into and what really inspired me to do this video lesson was the simple fact how, as it reads in the title, it's not just politics, it's prophecies. And everything we're seeing in the world is ultimately prophecy. Salakia. Put this on Do Not Disturb. Ultimately, everything we see in the world is prophecies, what's going on and, the current events, whether it be, natural disasters, here, Texas, is going through a flood, a flood-like crisis. All right. Also, we're reaching, plagues that are of biblical proportions. All right. The bubonic plague is in effect. Not only that, different diseases dealing with, the sexual morality of human nature. Okay, ultimately, there is no new thing underneath the sun, going into the same spirits coming back in the reincarnation, but ultimately to receive their judgment in this life and in this go round, especially you Jakes, all right, that want to follow Christianity, want to follow yourself, believe in yourself, believe in whatever God that you want to believe in other than Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, hey, you're going to be destroyed with those idols and those gods. All right. And it says that in various scriptures and precepts in the Holy Bible, which people really truly don't know, but the servants, the prophets, Amos 3:7. All right. And I just typed in the caption because it was going into the video that the elder Malcolm out of Chicago, and his channel is Critical Race Historical Facts. All right, it says now Christians are concerned with who the real Israelites are and prophecy. And ultimately, that's why they're going against or trying to combat with the Hebrew Israelites. And here you have, the elder out of South Carolina, Elder Manat Zatba, GMS South Carolina 08 is the channel. And he does compilation videos of different TikTokers and people talking and talking a mess and scoffing against the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and against his men, the prophets. All right, ultimately, it's the words that you're going after. All right, because at the end of the day, you don't know us personally. You never been around us. All right, and none of that doesn't even matter. The importance is preaching the true doctrine, preaching the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right. Spreading this gospel of this truth to the best of your ability. But nonetheless, like I said, the times that we're entering into is the times of great judgment and also the times of great deliverance. That's why the elders and apostles deemed this year, 2025, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the year of Esau's judgment and destruction and the salvation of Israel. All right, because our captivity is at an end. Esau is the end of the world. No matter how y'all people look at it, or even the heathens look at it, the next ones that's into power are the chosen people of the Lord, which are the Israelites. And we done told you countless of times. And even in this video, you know, and it really starts at the 10-minute mark, how an individual was going into how the 1948ers, you know, put it in documents and paperwork that they are the people of the Lord, not, you know, ancient customs, not historical. So the evidence is coming out. Their own tongue shall fall upon thee. All right. That's in Psalms, the 64th chapter. And matter of fact, let me just get some scriptures. All right. Also, I'm going to read Ezekiel 36 and, you know, so on and so forth, Lord's will. So let's get the first precept that I quoted. Salakia. Damn, I had a brain fart. Salakia, let me just... Oh. Kahalayim la Yah Bashem Yahweh. This is Psalm 64. And this is in the NLT. And verse 5. They encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. All right, they do a diligent search. All right, and what that's going into is basically how Esau Edom finds different ways to destroy Jake, man. Destroy the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American, Seminole Indian descent. And no matter how much you, and that's one thing about these truth seekers. Like I said, Lord will, I do a video on that. But you so-called truth seekers and you so-called wealthy Israelites out there, you still fail to realize you still underneath the curses, man. You still have to answer to someone, especially a heathen or mainly a so-called white man. You have to answer to them. Those are your handlers. Those are the people that pays you. Those are the people that give you the privileges to think that you're fucking free. All right? Because I hate niggas like that, how they really can't see themselves being under a generational curse. All right? And yes, you can break it. But at the same time, hey, you can't, hey, only Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because in certain situations, you can break the so-called cycle. But physically, spiritually, mentally, we cannot break that cycle other than Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai giving us the spirit, all right, to break that cycle, man. Ultimately, to be redeemed and to be part of deliverance, salvation. All right, so these devils do a diligent search. They plan, all right, they come up with plans and schemes to further inflict oppression upon our people. And you can see that in the world. And people see and know that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the main ones that get looked down upon. All right, get ridiculed for the most. But the most humble and hard-working people and the ones that's strong enough to survive oppression. Esau Edom is not built like that, man. All right. And even some of these heathens, man, depending on their circumstances. All right, because a lot of heathens dealing with these devils done create some type of wealth, and they've been living deliciously along with Esau Edom. Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Verse 5 again. They encourage each other to do an evil. They encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice? They ask. As they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. All right, going into their technocrats. All right, their technology, their witchcraft on the left-hand side, the power of deception, the power of the military might, the sword. All right. And also was given the fatness of the earth. So at the end of the day, this was the blessing of Esau Edom. and he's receiving his blessing, but at the latter end. That's what people fail to realize. He receiving that blessing at the latter end. And Jacob also going to receive that blessing at a latter end. But ultimately, it's going to be a forever lasting kingdom, which people cannot see and they can't understand. But the elect shall comprehend and understand, man. The holy. All right. Verse 7, but the Most High himself will shoot them with his arrows and suddenly strike them. Their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn. And that's how it is now. All right. The ones that was in confederate with thee is now looking at you suspect. All right. Everybody that sees you know that you are an untrustworthy bastard. All right. That goes into every land and steals everything, their custom, their heritage. That goes into Micah, the 2nd chapter. All right. But these are not the people of the Lord, man. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is in control, ultimately, as it said, but the Most High, or the power himself, will shoot. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is using both, demons and angels to further fuck up Esau's Edom infrastructure, mainly dealing with the demons and Satan to deceive Esau. All right, Job 12:16, and also Isaiah the 47th chapter. Stand now with thy enchantments, because at the end of the day, all these idols are going to fail. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to stand alone, and that's what we're coming with. All right, us being the servants of the Lord, us really truly believing in those names, believing in the prophecies, because these things are going to happen slowly but surely. All right, we understand long suffering, we understand the scriptures, we understand faith. All right. So that's what's going on. So that's what's going on in this video. And I advise, brothers, to watch the video. Is very, edifying, informative, and all that good stuff, man. Especially dealing with the truth's sake, because at the end of the day, you people do not have an argument. It's over. You Christians, you heathens, you elites. It's over with, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to stand alone, and he's going to get his glory and power. All right. The Israelites that's been under oppression and subjection for a long time, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to raise them up. And it even says that in the scriptures, man, the strangeness of thy salvation. All right. Have them in derision. Salaki, not second Ezra. It's Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. All right. So I advise brothers to watch that. And also I want to go into, Elder Apostle Tahar's channel, his main channel. And he went into a video, 3 weeks ago, as it says justice through divine reversal. Deuteronomy 28:68. And that fits us. And now that the truth has been overflowed and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is in total control. Now these heathens are saying otherwise. Now these Christians are saying otherwise. You got people that been real life insiders dealing with the elites, or even knowing about the elites, exposing them. All right. So, and it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And also he did a video dealing with the bubonic plague. All right. Everything is happening on a biblical proportion. Yeah, 23 hours ago, it said every plague which is not written in the book of this law, the bubonic plague is, and you can connect the dots. You can watch the video to get edified. And I just typed that up because of the heading. All right. And this was dealing with the bubonic plague 2025. North Arizona resident dies from plague. You can look into it yourself, man. All right, the evidence is out. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to visit the world which he's made, and he's already visited. So let's read Habakkuk 2:1. I will climb my watchtower and wait to see what the Lord will tell me to say and what answer he will give me to my complaint. The Lord gave me this answer. Write down clearly on tablets what I revealed to you, because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. The prophets are subject unto the prophets, now revealing the latter end, the latter discovery. All right. The latter mysteries of the scriptures. And it's first and foremost starts off with the men, the elders, the apostles, bishops, elder brothers that have been putting in work for a long time, man, of Great Millstone, that teach 100% truth in doctrine and in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I have faith in that, man. I believe in that. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how people look at me. I ain't care, man. Whether it be, outside the circumcision, inside the circumcision, whatever the case may be, I know what I stand on at the end of the day. And it's all about the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 2, the Lord Yahweh gave me this answer. Write down clearly on tablets what I revealed to you, so that it can be read at a glance. Put it in writing, because it is not yet time for it to come true, but the time is coming quickly. Behold, the second war is past. Behold, the third war coming quickly. World War III is prophesied in the Bible, just like the other two, world wars, man. All right, it's all prophesied in the Bible. All you got to do is just type in woe. The second woe. All right, the first woe. 2 woes hereafter. All right. But the time is coming quickly, and what I show you will come true. You got to have faith. It may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. It will certainly take place. It will not be delayed. And this is the message: those who are evil will not survive, but those who are righteous will live, because they are faithful to the Most High God Yahweh. Make sure I'm still going.